right, we're in the house here, brother.
Bonjour tout le monde.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to, I'm gonna act like I didn't hear that, to the Parker's Couch. And today, if it is your first time, actually, just make sure that you subscribe, hit that subscribe button.
Like it.
Yes, we want to boost up these YouTube numbers.
And share.
That's right.
Unlike some people who don't know how to share.
Oh, yeah, some
Who
people
should
don't.
name this.
We know who you're talking about. But that's all right. That's all right. We hope to give you the content that you are wanting, that you enjoy. When we cover various topics.
Yes. And I'll try not to talk into the microphone too loudly this time.
It's okay. You're doing okay.
Okay.
But this time we are going to Love and Marriage DC.
Come on, DC.
All right. We are in the DMV. And let me tell you, at first, I was avoiding this season. And it wasn't anything to do with the cast, because I did enjoy the show. Mm-hmm. But I said I didn't want to watch New Year's of 2023 when we are in New Year's of 2024.
Pretty much.
And I know these things happened so long ago, just because how long Carlos and the rest of y'all just decided to wait on this. But did a massive catch up. We are there. We are caught up.
We're
are
up to date.
All through the first 5 episodes. And baby, it's some stuff.
It's some tea.
It's really given. I tell you that. And we have some thoughts. And so we kind of want to get into some of our opinions. And if any of the ladies catch the show, I know Winter, Ashley, y'all be all over social media. Jamie and Arena, y'all be out there sometimes too. Definitely chime in.
We're supporting the show. We support the cast.
Absolutely.
The girls are really gorgeous.
They are.
They're giving face.
Face cards
are always accepted here. Nothing's declined.
Absolutely.
And I love Arena's style. I think she's probably the most stylish one to me.
Yeah.
I love her style.
And y'all give that DMV energy.
They do.
In a lot of ways. Mm-hmm. Some I like, some I don't.
Yeah.
Not being in front of
Arena
DMV.
is my girl.
Yeah.
She gets it most times.
Yeah. Most times. Oh, not dropping your phone. But anyway, we're going to act like that didn't happen and keep it going. So there's a lot that's been happening. And I think I just want to get into one of the main overarching stories that's going on and we'll talk about our opinions on the matter.
Yes.
And this is dealing with the breakdown of Ashley and Joy. Where we left off last season, we were at that Christmas party for a long time.
That Christmas party lasted 2 seasons.
Okay. We were on that cliffhanger for a while. Now, if you don't know, or maybe your memory is gone away what happened. So Ashley in last season revealed a secret of Joy and Clifton, that they were married to her best friend. And it was supposed to be a secret that Joy confided in her in confidence. Now, right off the bat, I'll tell you my opinion.
It's not a secret.
I mean, it's real. I'm not going to step in and just tell somebody's secret, like maybe what's bid to them or something, but I kind of don't get it. Like at the end of the day, it's your story to tell. Maybe you wanted a big revelation or something to do something.
I get that part of it, yeah.
On it, but you're filming, I don't know.
We're supposed to be filming your lives. So.
Right. And you've already told the audience, we already know, and I don't know. It was just weird.
I guess we kind of figured they were married anyway.
Yeah.
Because y'all get the houses together and stuff, properties.
Yeah. But anyway, the secret is revealed. And so Joy is really, she's perturbed about that. Clifton's, they all feel away. Ashley apologizes a couple of times. They show like the long text messages, and she tried to call her right away whenever she realized she messed up and things of that nature. But Joy never responded. Joy then shows up at the Christmas party. And this is when everything goes down and it sets the table for, what's going on this season. So whenever she's there, Ashley pulls her down. They go to talk, have their conversation about the situation, what happened. Ashley's expressing that she tried to apologize, yada. Joy is like, well, it wasn't that I ignored you. but I just wasn't in a space to hear that or receive it. And I needed some time to process. And she said it's a shame that the bridge was already burned before we could even build it. And then Ashley was like, "Oh, so the bridge is burned?"
Like apparently to the ground, completely burned.
And she was like, I would just say it's some very hard repairs. And she was pretty much saying like we can be
cordial.
Right. We can kiki here and there and stuff, but trust is a big thing for me, and we would never be friends. So
Ashley doesn't take that very well.
That's when she's like, I brought your ass into this group.
Did
I was like,
you were here because of me?
Where is my thank you? Not even so much of a thank you. Now, see, I think what happened, I think Ashley's feelings were just hurt. And then she went the extra.
I mean, honestly, I would feel some kind of way if you're on the show because I backed you to be on the show. And now you're kind of like, well, our friendship is dissolved and cannot be repaired. I don't blame her for having those type of feelings in that particular situation.
I think the part that was a falsehood when she was like me and me alone kind of thing.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah, Raina and Jamie, everybody kind of advocated for them to be on the show.
That's true.
But I think that's the madness. You're upset.
Yes.
Coming out. They had the bit blow up. She tells Joy to get the F out. And she does. Then Raina runs towards Joy, not towards Ashley. And then Ashley tells Raina to get the F out of her face. Whatever. She sees her back in the house when she goes to, talk to her. And they get into it. And the season ends last season. So we were left on that cliffhanger for a long time.
Yeah. Right.
So this season opened up with the continuation of that. And there's a lot of just negativity all the way around.
A lot of tension.
Lots of tension. That's the better word.
Yes.
A lot of tension all the way around. So to open it up, just with this season, continuing with that, the baseline of how everything started. How do you feel about the way that this is all evolving now? Because this continues to be a thing. Like her and Joy didn't talk for a long time, months, and then they come together again, and it's still this issue, and they're
not budging.
Not budging.
Yeah, I think it's difficult because they're both to be very strong-minded and opinionated women, and they're going to see it from their point of view only. Mm-hmm. They're not going to entertain your feelings whatsoever.
This is true.
And Ashley, how can I put this? Ashley's dogmatic.
Yes.
She's a pit bull in a skirt.
Absolutely.
So she's not going to take kindly to Joy being so dismissive of her and saying, "Oh, this is finished. We'll never be friends." So she's never going to let her forget that. And she's going to make her feel whatever pain she felt.
Yeah.
Joy's going to feel it.
Right. And so we're going to jump then to set it up, like the 4th episode of the season, they get into where they finally meet all again together face to face. It's at the Wizards game and the bots of Quick and Ashley. But before we get there, Quick does have a conversation with Clifton about the situation. Clifton saying like, this ain't the way I would really handle it. I would kind of just let the women do their thing.
Work it out.
He's here
but
to
Quick is always in the middle of Ashley's business. I'm just going to say it.
It does give that feeling. And I go back and forth with like sticking up for your woman. Yeah, I get it on that. But
I think Quick is a little over the top with the family stuff. And I think because of the way he grew up with his family.
Yes.
I think that has a lot to do with it. That he's very overprotective of his family members.
Yes.
Which is not a bad thing. But it could get you in a situation that you probably don't belong in.
Because just the rest of the world not everybody operates like that.
No, not everybody operates that way.
So it's just,
a lot of men, where some men are like, well, that's women's business. I'm not getting into it. Quick is like, that's my wife. You're not going to disrespect my wife. if I feel like she's been disrespected, I'm going to jump in there no matter what.
Absolutely.
Which I understand.
Understand. And so that conversation, how do you think that conversation went when they met up and how it was interpreted by Quick? Like, because Quick tells Ashley after their conversation they have together that the Pettys think that you're jealous of Joy.
Quick is a liar. Quick actually said, as posed a question to Clifton, do you think she's jealous? And Clifton was like, no, I think it's competitiveness, but not jealousy. But he goes back and tells Ashley it's about jealousy. So he's lying. I don't know. I don't think he intentionally lied.
Yeah.
But he
I think in his
the
mind he was already set that it's jealousy.
He asked the question knowing what he already thought it was internally.
Yeah. And so that sends Ashley,
she's incensed
right now.
She's incensed. You don't tell a woman as fly as Ashley that she's jealous of somebody, of another woman. Now you know that's gonna send your wife on the edge.
It's a little game show. What we gotta be jealous of?
Exactly. Go ahead and do some karaoke.
And I do remember last season too, whenever Joy was leaving the house and she goes down, because I think Joy referenced some jealousy then. And they would talk about jealousy, and she yells down to Ashley, like, people don't even know you. They just know your husband. And I was like, ooh, there's some daggers and stingers in there.
Yes.
So I think, and there's this interpretation we'll get into probably too, something where Raina and her confessionals talking about jealousy.
Now, Raina does bring it up in the confessionals
a lot
about
stuff.
jealousy.
So I think that is a dominant feeling of the group of the way people perceive Ashley to be feeling right now. All right, so they have that conversation, and we are here in episodes 4 and 5 where they are in the suite. So when the Pettys, when they show up, everybody's there. When they show up, it's very cold.
And Joy was very petty.
Yes.
Joy was like, hey, Ashley. Hey, Quick. She was very petty.
She was, and then only Jamie and Arena spoke. So yeah, it was tense, but
I could feel the tension on the screen.
Yes.
Like I was like, this is not going to go well.
No.
No.
Jamie does try to break the ice, and he's like, look.
No, Jamie did not break the ice. Jamie got the party started.
He got it started.
Was looking up. He was feeling good. He's like, I don't like this tension.
He definitely.
He was feeling good. You could tell he was lit.
Yes. He was like, we got to address this elephant in the room.
This elephant in the
room.
Are
y'all good? Whatever. But it just leads to Ashley and Joy stepping outside to have a conversation. And baby, it did not go well.
I mean, why did they think it was going to go well when you basically told the girl, I don't want to be around you no more?
I know.
So.
Yeah, Ashley, because Joy was saying, like, what do we have to do to, did she say something like what we have to do to be together, to be like cordial in the same room? And Ashley was like, oh, I don't want to be in the same space with you.
I don't want you here. I don't want you in any of my rooms or my spaces.
I don't know how it got to this all or nothing thing. Like,
Joy started all or nothing, and Ashley's like, I'm going to finish it. That's how we got here. Ashley said, I've been here since season 1. I am season 1, darling.
Yes.
You are season 2. So you don't run the show. I run the show.
Yeah. And she was like, so you can leave my suite.
My husband got this suite. So you know what you can do? You can exit stage left since you want to be Big Bad Willie.
Yeah, that's a lot what was going on there. But when they're back in the room, you know, after they leave the outside for having a conversation and they're having an argument, everybody's pulled in looking. And now she starts addressing Clifton.
Which she should not have done.
Ashley, I don't think you didn't need to talk about the whole conversation with him and Quick. And you could have left that alone. You really could have
invited him into this conversation.
Yes, you invited him into it, and you know she says, like, I hear you're talking about I'm jealous of your wife and stuff, like what I got to be jealous of, and he you know, he doesn't like lean in like in her face, like boom, but he does a little lean. He leans in. He's like, I'm trying to figure out what's the problem you got with my wife.
He did it.
He did
purposely.
Yes,
to match her energy.
There was a little.
Yes, he did it to show that he was not pleased.
Yes, absolutely. And that leads to Ashley, you know,
overreacting,
calling him a sassy ass bitch, like talking about challenging his manhood.
I'm like,
that was just way too much for me. Like
when she said stay out of women's business, baby, you invited him into it.
You invited him
just
right
asked
there.
him a question. He was like, he just on his own volition decided to say something out of the way.
Right.
You asked him a question.
And they were sitting there irritating you back with them smiles.
Exactly. They were nice, nasty.
They were doing that nice, nasty, little petty stuff. We all caught that going on. But I don't like the way Ashley went back and interpreted this, what happened to Quick either. Because she made it seem like Clifton was jumped up. Yes. She was like, he jumped up in my face.
Oh, she hyping up for her husband now because she know her man gonna have her back. So she put a little extra hot sauce on there.
There was some hot sauce going on.
Yes.
I just feel like everybody be doing, rather than living in the truth or what just happened in the scenario, with all these feelings that's involved, everybody puts a little extra oomph on something.
I like Ashley, but she is very extra.
Yeah,
she puts a lot of hot sauce on that.
It's part of personality.
It's part of her character trait.
Yeah,
and I think Quick just needs to know that about his wife.
Yeah,
know that she's. It's good to have her back, but your wife's gonna put on a little bit more stank on it than it really is.
Yes. So we're now there on the cash trip. It kind of leaves us in the cliffhanger there because Quick has already said he is not about to be friends with Clifton right now.
That's what he said.
Clifton goes to shake his hand and he's like,
don't you put your hand on me?
Clifton's like, that's what we doing? He's like, yeah, that's what we doing. That's exactly what we doing. Now I get it. You riding for your wife, and if I thought somebody attacked the person that I love in that way too, I would be the same as that way. So I understand the space that he is in right now. With all
I probably would have said something before we went on this trip, just so it's not like a blind side.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, listen, I'm not really fucking with you right now. So
yeah,
we're gonna try to be cordial, but we're not gonna be homeboys.
I agree with that. And I think it's kind of naive of Clifton and them to think kind of otherwise. I don't know.
They operate in naivete. They're very she's very hippie like space cadet in some kind of stuff, some kind of situations. And Clifton, to me, Clifton puts on a persona. I don't think we're really seeing the real Clifton. So they're both actors and actresses to me.
Do we want to talk about that whole situation? Unless you got something else with you have anything else?
No.
What about the whole Clifton, Carmen, Joy situation?
Oh, the throuple.
The throuple. Everybody's talking about the throuple situation.
I think Carmen's out of pocket. I think Clifton's more out of pocket because he's the one that's married and he's not identifying how what's the word? I don't want to say how bad it looks, but it doesn't look good.
Yeah, the optics are not good. And if y'all don't know, so Clifton and Joy, they met on Ready to Love. And there was also this other woman involved, Carmen, on the show, who he was also dating on the show. The dating shows, you're dating everybody and all these things. But, him and Joy obviously ended up together. But Carmen is still in the picture. They explained in the show how she had a boyfriend or something at a time, and they were all supposed to go on this trip together. But they broke up, her and her boyfriend, before the trip. So instead of canceling the trip, they were like, no, we already paid for this. We all paid. Come on. And the three have kind of been a thing since.
Yes.
And she's also his business partner, like stepping in and helping out with stuff.
It's weird.
It's strange. And then like they talk about in the show, she released a video on social media talk about with my best friend.
My bestie.
No,
that's my best friend.
And everybody's like, where is Joy?
Okay. No.
I don't like it. I'm gonna tell you, like, I don't like it. I don't.
I don't think it's gonna end well. I don't see how this ends well.
No. And I feel like I'm a very secure person, but like it's levels to that security. Like I
don't challenge my security.
Don't challenge it. Yes, absolutely.
I mean, because I will become insecure real quick.
Okay, right.
Yeah. So don't do that.
So that's gonna be interesting how that plays out and continues to play out. Is it a throuple? Is it not?
I don't think it's a throuple, but
inquiring minds want to know.
Yes.
Well, let's talk about Jamie and Arena because they are having their situations too as well. What was that? Episode 3?
It's episode 3.
Yes.
Whenever Jamie and Clifton talked about the situation we're talking about with Carmen and how they had, God chat about it. They're not really going to be digging too deep in it. Clifton gave his response. Jamie's like, okay, I ride with it. So he brings it up to Arena, and Arena's like, did you check him? Basically, and Jamie's like, I said what I said. But she made a mistake and made a statement I don't think she should have made.
I don't think so either.
Saying that how she's been in that situation before and how, what she said, like I've been in that many times or something like that, insinuating that Jamie has had several indiscretions.
That's how we all interpreted it as an audience. I thought you were specifically talking about Jamie then. I think you were.
She was, clearly.
Yeah.
And Jamie, being defensive, brings up her so-called indiscretion, which I don't think levels up to what he did.
No.
In any kind of way. But he's going to hold that against her forever until the end of time because they never addressed it. I think in the confessional they said, we just kind of swept it under the carpet and moved along. So that's just something that's going to be open in your relationship forever now. Like your therapy is 5 years too late. I don't think even therapy is going to mend that broken heart that you have there.
That's there.
It's baked into the relationship.
It's just sad to see that just keep coming up.
Now, why do you keep bringing that up?
Like, if y'all get in an argument, like nobody wants to be in a space when they're arguing with somebody, and then they are always bringing up things from the past.
That's my pet peeve.
That's one of the pet peeves right there.
I'm a Sagittarius. We are very much like, let's handle this right now and hash it out and be done with it.
Yeah, and
not bring it up anymore. So I really can't stand when people do that.
And for the Chris, I mean, y'all supposed to be, I'm assuming, is everybody supposed to be Christians? Are they supposed to be Christian people? Because it definitely says love does not keep a record of wrongs. Ooh. I do remember that scripture. I do remember that, back in the day when I used to
partake in the Bible.
Partake in the Bible and that stuff. So it just, don't just be keeping them record of wrongs on me.
Exactly.
Don't be pulling that out.
Cute.
I love the therapist, though, whatever. She was like, when they was in a therapy session, she was like, do you want to be right or you want to be happy?
I was like, perfect.
Like, that is perfect.
And he's like, happy. Clearly, that's not the answer. You want to be right.
And so she was like, then drop it. Right here.
Both of them.
Yeah.
Not just Jamie. It's the both of them.
They both needed, because I feel like they do this whole thing.
Yes.
Like,
well, you did this. And well, you did that. Yeah. I like, y'all been together 26 years now. It's time to kind of let some stuff go if y'all gonna be together.
At this point. Absolutely.
Y'all done had kids and raised a family and are still together. So just let it go.
Let it go. And I think goes with Arena and Ashley. I don't know what they're gonna do right now. Just whenever they were about to become friends and she just gave it
That's the question I wanted to ask you. Like,
what's your question?
By the time the reunion starts, do you think Ashley's gonna be like, I'm rescinding this friendship offer?
I think so. I think that's where it's going right now.
I think so.
Absolutely.
I mean, they're playing cute at the restaurant.
Yeah. Yeah, they're all playing cute right now.
Yeah.
But there's really some hurt. I do believe Ashley is just like truly hurt. Like she expressed the winter.
Yeah. She says she's hurt.
Like she's just hurt. And the way it's coming out.
And I can understand that. Like
I do too.
I do too. You waited this long, like you've been building this relationship and you've told her over and over, like, I'm hesitant to call you a friend because I don't know if I can trust you.
Yeah.
And now that you decide to trust that person, you give that person your heart, and they turn your back on you, so to speak. So,
well, Raina doesn't say what. So, what's your interpretation of what happened at the party? Because it's all based on what happened at this Christmas party, y'all. Right? And the fact that Raina went to check on Joy instead of Ashley. When Joy ran out the house, and Raina is saying, I didn't like Arena's confessional when she was like, I didn't even see Ashley. All I saw was Joy. It was all right there downstairs, and they were downstairs. Like, I don't.
And plus, they're having like couple parties.
Yeah.
With the Petties.
Yeah.
Like, y'all are just a drag, honey. Just a drag.
Oh my gosh.
Drinking and driving. How about he a former police officer? And he's about, yeah, I drove over here, but you driving back and y'all are throwing these drinks back. Like, what kind of...
That was a mess. That was a party that was meant for a big group of people. It was kind of weird to have that with just 4 people.
Yeah, I was
like, what is going on? This is strange.
Yeah.
This is why everybody needs to be friends on these shows and know how to get along or be cordial.
Right.
So it makes sense like that would have been a lot better.
Exactly.
But Raina, I didn't like their initial conversation when they were talking this out, because I felt like both of them was just trying to be right in the situation.
Correct.
But then they kind of apologized to each other or acknowledged things, but it didn't seem truthful because y'all didn't move on, because Ashley's still questioning. Arena still... Y'all are more.
You kicking it with Joy.
Yeah,
honey.
Y'all are more on Joy's side.
Yeah, you're kicking it with Joy like big time. So
yeah, and I tell you my theory. I already told you my theory off camera. I think it has to do with Little Jamie, and because Little Jamie felt the way in this episode 2, I think, whenever he made his social media post on Quick. After seeing the comments, watching back the shows,
and Quick was very opinionated.
Yes, y'all were very opinionated about Lil Jamie.
Yes,
and I would feel the way if somebody talked about my child like that.
I can almost guarantee it's coming up at the reunion that you made a great point that they feel a way about that situation.
Yeah, because the choice of words. They were, bro. Even though I ain't gonna say like a lot of us disagree.
I didn't disagree. Like, we're not disagreeing with Quick said, but to put that on social media for the world to see, to me, that's like conversations you have with your wife doing pillow talk in bedtime,
right?
Not for
the TV screens, and not in your confessionals to be saying that.
Even if they ask you that question in the confessionals, I would say I'll be PC. Like, that's a situation between them that didn't work out in their family.
Absolutely,
you don't do that.
And he did exactly what Jamie said he was going to do. And I thought Jamie was about to blow up on Quick, because he was like, I bet Quick is going to come in here and talk about the things I say to Little Jamie, as if that gives him
license
to say
that. Yeah,
because it does the same thing Quick went to. He was like, well, Jamie, well, you call him such and such,
and that's going to cause more strife in their relationship. Like,
right?
He try to get the smoke off of him. Like, Jamie, well, y'all already got beef, so I'm gonna let you have this hot potato. I don't want it.
Right?
Yeah, Quick got some issues.
He is, boy, he be hot.
He is hot.
Yes.
Yes.
I was glad to see that they did like hug it out at the end of that scene and kind of came to a thing, but I didn't think it was going to get there.
It's like, listen, I can forgive you, but baby, I'm not going to forget.
Yes.
Forget that.
And it is a generational thing too. One thing Quick was saying, like, it's like, I don't understand this generation. Like, y'all just go to social media to air out things rather than just call in and talking about it.
I get that too.
I get that, but I was like, sir, but you said what you said.
But you said that on TV screen. So you didn't say it to his face.
Right.
So you can't expect the same service that you didn't give.
I don't know. Any other thoughts on Love and Marriage? Oh, there was one more I did have.
Okay.
Curious what you think of your perspective on Winter, and I can't think of her new man's name right now. I forgot. But what do you think about the celibacy situation?
I'm glad you brought this up. I was thinking about this. I'm glad you brought this up. Listen, this is why I'm anti-religion. Listen, we're on this planet to have a human experience. We are humans, and you're going to deprive yourself, and so you can feel guilty later when you do it and beat yourself up. That's just weird to me.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say, I do have respect for any woman who wants to protect their little kitty cat treasure, honey, because it is very powerful, and you don't give that power to anybody. So I do respect that from that standpoint.
Yeah.
But for me personally, how I live my life, it couldn't be me.
Right.
So
I feel you on that. And I will say, I have some similar thoughts. And as someone who practiced this whenever I was a Christian, mm-hmm. and didn't have, sex until I was married and all that stuff. I'm no longer married, for those who don't know. And those are other reasons why that would be later episodes of things.
We're going to do that one day.
But I will say, I do respect, like, when people can agree on something. If it's something that y'all both want to do and you're holding on to it, like, hey, who am I to say, like, you go ahead and do you. But what I don't like about it is because then you find yourself rushing, because it becomes
rushing
like
to get married so
you can have sex.
Right.
And it's like that whole thing. That happens a lot, and people might not want to admit that to themselves, but a lot of it is based around, like, having sex. I know I can't have sex until I marry you. Well, I need to hurry up and put a ring on it.
And until I have an intimate time on vacation, and she walk around into the door with that ass all out.
And talk about how she been staying over his house at night. And
like, baby.
He was like, what'd he say? He said, like, I'm good at not taking from the cookie. What? How do you say it? Stealing from the cookie jar, but if the cookie is there,
it's out there,
right in front of me,
out there tempting you.
Like, I'm gonna taste it or something. So, yeah.
They're doing stuff, but it's not go all the way.
Yeah.
Because they're talking about licking booties in the in the car. He's like, I almost got close to licking the booty.
Y'all doing stuff. So I'm not gonna hate on y'all for the
I'm not hate on that. It's a personal choice.
It just couldn't be me.
Not the way I'm living my life. I just feel that we are humans for a reason, and depriving yourself from a human experience, just to me, doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for, just to play. Oh, let's play religious zealots, and not be a human. And
I would just say, just make sure you're not rushing into a marriage just because,
just to do
it, and because I just start thinking about marriage all differently too, especially as we get older, and you've already been there, you've done it, you've been
especially
married,
been married before, like. Practice celibacy for
right
what?
For what? Like, I don't. That's why I'd be confused, and if marriage is really, but if it's a religious,
you should definitely test drive that car before you buy it, because you may buy that car and
you don't like the way it drives. It's a big deal in relationships. It really is.
Sex is a killer.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're rooting for you. I think that's all I got. I'm excited. I'm gonna keep watching.
Yes.
And now we'll be able to do reviews as the episodes come out, and we won't have to recap a whole 5 episodes.
That's true.
But we did that pretty quickly.
We did it 30 minutes.
Yeah,
that's good.
So hopefully, if you're not watching Love and Marriage DC, you will tune in and catch up with the girls and the guys.
And Carlos, how about getting these episodes more up to date, like you do Huntsville?
Please.
Like Huntsville comes on like 3 times a year,
right? All the time. We didn't really have nothing about Black and Shirella, but they didn't really.
They didn't have.
Yeah, it's not. I think they're gonna come in more.
Right, the next episode.
The next one's coming. But we'll see what's brewing there. But like,
share,
subscribe,
Yes,
and make sure that you also follow us on all platforms of social media under the Parker's Couch and our individual names that you would have saw flashed on the screen, Cameron Parker and Carlin Parker.
yes.
And tune into our weekly audio podcast every Monday. But if you can't listen to it on a Monday, listen to
It's
it
still
anytime
available.
during the week. It's
Yeah.
there on all podcast
Yes.
platforms where we talk about everything. All right. Anything else?
Au revoir.
It's French.
I started with French, so I end with French.